got glasses on because I have an allergy attack, and today I would like to demonstrate board centering, which is a technique that I have not found online. I went searching for it today, and I was telling somebody about it because somebody said, like, I have small hands, how hard is it going to be for me to work with pottery? And I was like, you know, I also have small hands and I'm doing pottery, but sometimes a good tool is very helpful. You use these tools, then what's wrong with centering with the tool? Nothing. For starters, to get the clay to stick to the bat, I squeeze out a sponge, damp sponge, make sure that bat is just slightly wet. Too wet, clay will slide off. Too dry, clay won't stick. So, center, put your little mound of wedged clay on the center of the wheel, and then I just wiggle it back and forth a little bit till it is gripping. That way, it's got, it's like turned itself into slip down there and it gets stuck. Okay, so then I push my finger against the base of the clay, and that seals it down to the wheel so that when all the water starts getting on top, it doesn't get underneath and let it shift off. Okay, so then, with the wheel going kind of slow, I just pat it a little bit, get it wet with my sponge, and then you want your board not to have big old dried out chunks on here, or it'll gouge the side of the clay, and that's not helpful. So I just like to clean it off a little. There's really dried up clay on there. Okay, so I'll use this side. Pretty clean. This mound is pretty wet. So I take my board and basically I just tip it against there and press it from one side. You know, when nobody's watching, when I don't have to have the camera here, I'll take it from this side, but I wanted you to see what was happening there. I've just got the board tipped and I'm using it to just force all the clay into the center. And then I'll just roll it up on top, and it's got that thing pretty nearly centered. Okay, we'll just get a little more water on here. Do it again. And now, when I put my hands on here, my hands aren't wobbling around in a circle. That's how I know that it's actually centered. Okay, so now I just compress the top a little bit with my palm. Now I'm going to do what they call wheel wedging, where I'm just going to pull it up into a cone and just press it back down again. Okay, and that supposedly works out some of the air bubbles. So I do it twice. And I'm just pushing away steadily with my elbows locked against my body. And there you have it. Let's see how centered it is. My hands are barely moving, so I'm just going to center it a little better. I can do it with my bare hands now that I've got the base kind of centered, but I like to demonstrate the wheel wedging on this occasion. So here we go. Just roll it up to the top, and there you have it. It's a little bit out of center at the base, and I can feel that there's a ridge there, so I'm going to pull off the clay off here a little bit, just in case that's making a groove. And I can just give it another press. Looks good. Okay, so I'm just going to pull it down into a cylinder with my fist. I'm anchoring my hands together. And there I've got a nice little cylinder. And hands aren't wobbling, so I know that it's centered. And so I'm just going to press down in the center pretty slowly. I got to make sure that while I'm doing that the inside of the hole stays wet, so it doesn't grab, because if it grabs, well, then I'm just going to knock this thing out of center, and I'm going to have a terrible time of it trying to get it back in center again, or having to start over.